Man, I used to love the show CSI, and I think a lot of people did. When that first CSI debuted so many years ago, I remember one of my friends saying, how are they going to make a new show every week out of those little crime scene tricks? It seems like they're going to run out of stuff pretty quickly. Well, after CSI's been running for however long it has, CSI Miami, CSI New York, NCIS, all these different crime procedurals that have come, cold case, I can't even list them all. I think my friend was a little bit wrong. They've managed to find a way to turn that into, I don't know, a dozen different shows, all doing the same thing every single week. Well, the truth of the matter is, we, I think, have arrived at that point where there's nothing left for a crime procedural to do. If you're going to pull me in as a crime procedural, I've given up on CSI, I've given up on almost every single one I watch, it's going to have to be because the characters and the stories are compelling, i.e., The Mentalist. That's one I still watch and still love because Simon Baker is great in it. That character is clever and intriguing and compelling, and the stories are good. Lie to Me was another one that I really, really liked for the same reasons, although it's gone now. But other than that, I don't watch many of them. So it's probably not a surprise that Unforgettable, a new crime procedural that's on now that I want to talk about, had a lot to live up to. It had a lot of work to do if it was going to convince me to put time in my slot. Slot time in my schedule to see another crime procedural. And the truth of the matter is, it didn't do enough. The lead character in Unforgettable has this thing where she can remember everything she sees. So in order to solve crimes, her little deal is she can go back in time and see different clues that may have happened and then use those to solve the crime. The problem is, A, she's a little bit of a boring character, and B, the show itself has a very slow and methodical way of going through these cases. In fact, her gift itself, where she goes back and remembers, is basically you go watch the same scene in slow motion with her walking alongside herself and seeing different things in slow motion. So you spend all of this time kind of going back into her memory and seeing these clues. Well, there's one piece of important information in that entire scene that takes up 30 seconds to 60 seconds. It's that new clue. Find a way to show me that in a quicker, more compelling, more momentum-making kind of way, because I find myself in the middle of those moments going, okay, I get it. She's going to see something on the bulletin board. Can we just finally zoom in to whatever it is she's going to see on the bulletin board so we can move on with the plot of the show? And I think the show made a very poor choice in the way that they portray those things, but it fits with the overall feel of the show, which is just slow and plodding and not something that I want to put up with. In fact, it reminds me of season finales to talent competition shows, reality shows, where they have one piece of information that they need to give you, i.e. who wins, but they take 2 hours to do it. They fill it with all that stuff. That's what Unforgettable is like to me. I'm not going to stick with it. I will not keep it on my DVR, and I will not remember any of it, let alone the little pieces.